tremendous character, and I think that if you hear anyone that knows anything about football, they talk about the character of young men playing sport, and I think Hawthorn typify that. And as I said late in the game, I think that Melbourne, sitting there as the vanquished today, really should learn this, learn to take it with them until next year.
And now the chairman of the VFL Commission, Ross Oakley.
Mr. Bruce Andrew, just 19 at the age of 19, Bruce Andrew, some 60 years ago on this day, played in a winning Collingwood Premiership team on this ground. He's been a great worker for the Victorian Football League over the years, and it's a great honour that I present Bruce to you to present the Norm Smith Medal. The Norm Smith Medal has been won by a unanimous vote to Mr. Gary Ayres.
Everybody, I congratulate you on this honour. The Norm Smith Medal is a very prestigious honour and a well and worthy recipient. It's my pleasure to present the Norm Smith Medal to Gary Ayres.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen a really great team play here today and a wonderful win to the Hawthorn Football Club. We should, though, recognise the magnificent achievement of the Melbourne Football Club to get through to the grand final from 5th place. We have another former champion here today in the person of Robert Flower to present the Premiership Cup and the medallions to the winning team. Robert Flower, of course, has played 299 games at the Melbourne club, been captain of his club and captain of this state, and a great champion in his time. Robert Flower.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask the Hawthorn players to come forward and accept their 1988 VFL Myer Premiership medallions. First of all, number 2, Chris Mew. Number 6, Tony Hall. Number 7, Gary Ayres. And number 9, the Big Dipper, Robert DiPierdomenico. Number 10, Chris Whitman. Number 11, Gary Buckenara. And number 14, Greg Deere. Number 18, Darren Pritchard. Number 19, Jason Dunstall. Number 20, Scott McGuinness. And number 23, Dermot Brereton. Number 24, Chris Langford. And number 29, Russell Green. Number 30 coming your way, Peter Swab. .34, and what a wonderful comeback, John Kennedy. .35, James Morrissey. Number 39, Paul Abbott. Number 40, Andrew Collins. The little champ himself, 44, John Platten. And of course, the coach of Hawthorn, Alan Joyce. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the captain of Hawthorn, the Evergreen, number 17, Michael Tuck. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. What a winner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that you'll welcome the Hawthorn players. I don't know whether the coach will do the lap of honour. But we would ask the Hawthorn players now, while we're getting drowned out here. Here are the boys on their lap of honour. Let's hear it for them. 1988 premiers, the VFL Maya Grand Final, Hawthorn.
So the Hawthorn players doing their lap of honour now with the 1988 Premiership Cup, the bicentennial Premiership Cup, won by Hawthorn. And so Alan Joyce will go down in the record books, having coached the side for 1 year, and we presume next year back as their football manager. Greg Deere with the cup in his hand, and the players now, as I said, doing their lap of honour as the Melbourne players make their way from the MCG. Obviously very disappointed. Hawthorn, of course, was in that same position last year. I suppose we must look at it, how hard it is to come from fifth spot, to come up from fifth spots and win a flag. 3 teams have tried it, none so far has succeeded. The nearest one has got is 83 points. Drew Dennison, I mentioned it before, that Hawthorn had lost only 3 matches during the course of the year, so they were certainly the pace setters for most of 1988. And on that, one would have to say, thoroughly deserved their victory here this afternoon. Certainly full credit to Melbourne to do what they did. They nearly brought off the impossible, but on the day, they found that coming from that 5th spot was very, very hard indeed. Hawthorn really hardly had a weak link. I guess the only player that possibly would be disappointed, and I don't really think that's the word, is Chris Whitman. He was forced from the field in the first quarter in very similar circumstances to Gary Buckenara against Essendon in 1983, and he really didn't take too much part in the game. However, he was there at the finish to collect his medal, which is something that Gary Buckenara couldn't do in 1983. And there's John Kennedy. What a proud moment it must be for him. He missed more than half the season with a heart complaint.